I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shah.
As usual, every week we watch a local film and we review it. And this week we're watching another local film and we're going to review it. It's another Afdin Shauki film. It's called Baik Punya Along.
Yes.
Better be better than Harimau Malaya, is it?
Yes, hoping.
Okay, so we watch
Baik Punya Along.
Baik Punya Along by Afdin Shauki. This is the second movie that's come out in the last 2 months. Alright, the first one was Harimau Malaya,
Yeah.
which was so-so.
Yes.
Got glimpses of his old self, but not all, not the entire glimpse, just small glimpses. Okay, so what's the film about?
The film is about these 2 Malay boys who are adopted by their father's best friend, played by Quinoa, who's a Chinese guy who runs a fun fair. And so they're like basically rich boys and they don't really know how to do anything. And then their father says, okay, you need to go and like find a job. So they try to find out what business to start. And then they bump into like some alongs. And they're like, oh, being an along looks pretty easy, so we're gonna do that. And then it turns out that by doing this, they're pissing off the real along, which is played by Afdin Shauki.
Afdin Shauki,
and then the story goes from there lah.
Adibano and
Yeah.
Adlin Aman Ramli. Yeah. And then it's their exploits lah. And then
Then the story goes from there lah.
they fall in love with the same girl who also opens a shop next to their shop. And then they find out that the girl also like she borrowed from the along, and then they have to rescue her, and then they get into a war with the real along, Afdin Shauki, and the two boys are played by Zizan and Johan.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So what do you think of the film?
Maybe you should go first.
Yes. I love the film. The film is so funny. Now, I'm a big fan of Afdin Shauki. I'm a big fan of Johan as well. Especially Johan's Chinese character. Right? When he was doing it during Maharaja Lawa and all that, and sketch shows and all that. I'm a big fan of that character. And he brings this character right into this movie because 2 Malay boys being raised by the Chinese guys. So they grow. It's so funny. Johan and Zizan, you know, with their Chinese impersonation, you know, and they're Malay, but they also have this Chinese adopted father, right? Who sends them for mengaji, you know, and it's so, oh my god, yeah. So that's where the comedy is. I mean, it's not Afdin Shauki's best film, of course. His best film, I think, maybe has way past, gone by. I was excited to see him make more films. But I don't know. It's not as good as his back in the day. But still okay lah, you know. So I retract. I love this film. I like this film. I like this film. It's a little bit too chock-a-block full of funny. So that was a little bit tiring and a little bit annoying also at times, because it feels like he needed to have laughs every single second of the movie, and there was no breather. So that one was a little bit tiring for me. But other than that, it's not Malaysia's greatest film, right? But it's a good film. It's funny, it's comedic. I like dialogue. Just like in Avlin Shawki's old films, the dialogue that he writes for the characters are always the ones that gets the laugh, and not necessarily the actions. Although this movie does have a lot of actions. What do you call that? What comedy do they call it when it's slapstick? A lot of slapstick action. I'm okay with slapstick. I know a lot of urban people don't like slapstick because it's not intelligent enough. Comedy needs to be witty. But I'm okay with slapstick. I mean, everybody loves Mr. Bean, right? And everybody loves Mind Your Language and all that. So it's okay. But this one, no, the slapstick didn't really work. The action comedy a little bit. If they kind of like spaced it out, had some breathers, it would have been okay. But it was too much. It's like too full, and that was a little bit tiring. I heard that this film was actually produced a long time ago.
Yeah, it must have been,
Yeah.
because Adiba No is in it, and as we know, she passed away.
And they were all wearing like masks and all that, showing
Yeah.
that it was made like right after COVID or something,
Yeah.
and then only released now. I don't know what's the backstory there, but it shouldn't affect the story, right? It shouldn't affect the filmmaking and appreciating the film. So yeah, I don't know. I might have more things to say, but nothing comes to mind right now. What do you think?
I don't know. I thought it was nice that it had a little bit of like Malaysian spirit in it, with the like you said, the one where he takes over his not takes over lah, but he like raises his best friend's children, Quinoa's character, right? And he like still does all the things that make them Malay, and make sure that they are still Muslim with the mengaji and stuff. There's a very cute scene where they sunat, and they're like the one who sunat.
Oh yeah, that was a great scene.
So Quinoa's like have to sunat together with them. I thought that was really nice.
Because the son said, kalau tak sakit,
Daddy
Daddy
also
dah
sunat.
sunat juga, so he had to do it together.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
Overall, it was for me it was quite insufferable. I thought it was very insufferable, but at the same time, not for the fault of the actors. I don't know. I thought the acting was still quite good. Everybody's chemistry was still very on point. The story also is actually kind of heartwarming. But like you said lah, it's just too much. The chocolate was too much. I don't really mind it, but when it was like laid out like that, it really felt very insufferable. I was like, when is this going? Oh, by the way, it's also a musical lah. So there are like all these fucking musical numbers in it that are like so
Great.
long.
I love the musical part.
They're so long. It's like you only get a 2-minute breather between each musical number or something. I don't know. It was very, very long. And I just, at some point, I just couldn't wait for it to end lah. And then it wasn't ending, and I was like, okay, great. This is my life now. I'm trapped.
Your life.
But thankfully, it ended. It's not a horrible film, but it's just not a film that I particularly enjoyed. Yeah, I really like seeing Adiwano on screen again, but it's kind of sad to me that that was her. Is that her last character?
I don't know, I thought it was great.
It's okay lah, I guess.
Oh, total difference of opinions here.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about the musical part. I love the musical part because it seemed like he was making fun of musicals. and I thought that was like very satirical lah. So yeah, I don't know. I like and the music. I'm wondering who wrote the music. I wonder. I didn't see the ending credits. Did Avlin write the music himself?
I don't know, so can go and check.
Because it was quite. Yeah, it was nice lah. Yeah.
It was overall. I think it was an entertaining film, or could be an entertaining film, but then it just tried too hard. That is basically the summary of how I feel about it.
I wonder if Harimau Malaya was done before, if he made Harimau Malaya first, and then only he made Baik Punya or Baik Punya first. Because it feels like probably Baik Punya was made first. Because it was like after so long he had not made a film, and then he came back and he wanted to like go all out, you know. And maybe that's why it was like too full, right? Too full. I don't know. I heard some backstories though. I heard some insider stories. People had come up to me who were working on some of these films. They shall not be named. Saying that, oh, you know, Harimau Malaya was out of Avelin's control, or so and this and that, you know. But I don't know. I cannot confirm that. That's why I'm not naming anyone.
Yeah,
I'm taking it with a pinch of salt anyway.
And as we always say, when the film is out, it's out lah. It doesn't matter what the backstory is already.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna judge you on the backstory. They're gonna judge you on the film. So, would you tell people to watch this film?
Yes, I would tell people to go and watch this film. Would you?
No.
Then what slide are we gonna put there?
I guess we can say I don't know, because I really cannot fully get behind this film. I guess if you have a lot of time, go and watch this film.
Did you like any of his older films?
Yeah. I used to really like his films. My favorite one is still and will always be Papadum, because I feel like that's his best film lah. I always will feel like that's his best film.
Sumola?
It was okay, but I don't know. It didn't have as much heart, I guess. But I think you and I memang know that we like different things when it comes to comedy, especially. And we've got different ideas of what is funny and what is not funny. So I think that really plays into how we saw this film lah. So like, I don't know, I don't disagree that some parts of it were funny. I agree that some parts of it were funny. But was it also insufferable? Yes, it was. Very insufferable. Because of what you said. He was trying too hard to be funny. Yeah. But I mean, some parts of it were really quite funny. But then some parts of it were just dumb lah.
What were the parts that were dumb?
I don't understand why they need to fight over the same girl. I thought that was really stupid. I thought that was so stupid.
No, because Johan had no interest in the girl at first.
And then suddenly, right, he's like so into her. So what the hell was that?
But Zizan said that what? Oh, before this you tak nak suka itu perempuan. Lepas tu sekarang tiba-tiba. But that kind
so
of...
it's like it was very, I don't know, it was really contradicting for me, because it was like some parts of it are so stupid, but then there are other parts where he's like talking about how the dynamics of their relationship is, and then the dynamics of them with their father is, which I kind of really appreciated. So it's like it's a toss up lah, really, for me. But because it was so overwhelmingly unbearable with I know you like the musical parts, but I didn't like any of the musical parts, mostly because there were too many of them. There was just so many songs. So many songs.
But the songs were good.
Were they?
Yeah, and the lyrics were so funny. It was like listening to Weird Al Yankovic.
It was too much. It was too much. So, okay lah, I guess we can put the slide that says go watch it. I guess you can go and watch it and then decide for yourself. It's not terrible. It's just, for me personally, it was very insufferable. For me personally, but I'm sure other people will feel differently.
I hope Avelin Shauki makes more films. Practice a little bit more. Get back into the groove, right? Yeah, and then maybe the films will get better like it was before. Yeah. Okay, so let us know what you think. We'll watch the film. It's a mainstream film. It's 100% mainstream.
Yes.
Even Malaysian mainstream. So go watch it. Let us know what you think. Right? So like this video, don't like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on all our social media platforms at Bidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything you've been watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Cheryl Ibsan.